What if I tell you that the reason you're unsuccessful with your goals is because you're too damn involved in other people's lives? Day on day scrolling. I wonder how that bitch that fucked me over in the third grade is doing. Let me tell you a secret. You should not be spending your precious time seeking validation from other people's lives. And I've been there. But here's what helped me improve my addiction. I am a constant social comparer. And unfortunately, at some point in my life, that was all I had to me. I had to dress to impress. I had to post to impress. I had to buy to impress. And that affected every area of my life. And I was so focused on stalking people from my past that I just couldn't focus on the present. I had no savings, had no life goals, and I hoped success would just, fall into my head one day. And many people are stuck in this autopilot situation for their entire life. I mean, it's easy, it's comfortable, convenient, you know? People like easy. Take a minute to think about your past week. Did you try anything new? Did you feel productive? What about your screen time? Because that was the moment when I realized I needed change. When I looked over at my phone and I saw 10 hours of usage, that became kind of concerning. So 8 hours for sleeping, 10 hours on my phone. That leaves me with 6 hours to myself. I mean, the worst thing is I was trying to change. I just always had these shitty excuses. I want to start working out. Means I can't delete TikTok, right? Because TikTok has all the good workouts. Can't delete Instagram either. I've been trying to grow my following. And those were shitty excuses. Yes, I wanted to start building following on Instagram. Was I doing anything for it? No. And I know some people watching this make living out of social media, and that's good. I just hope you realize that there are ways to limit your usage. I mean, social media, deleting it can drastically change your life. Most importantly, you have to commit to the change. Accessing the deleted app through your browser, well, won't really help. I struggled as well, so I literally had to make a bet. So, what if I told you that I promised my partner $500? I would buy him $500 worth of clothing if I didn't open Instagram or TikTok once in February. And guess what? It worked. Human brain hates obstacles, it hates public humiliation, and it hates publicly losing. So taking out $500 out of my bank account just because I wanted to scroll, it kept me contained. So, okay, we went past that. What changed? Right after I deleted social media? Nothing. Nothing really. I just had this strong urge for like tiny hit of dopamine. Oh, and boredom. And what am I even supposed to do, right? Like, see, I haven't realized that without scrolling, I had no hobbies. Everything I wanted to pursue was planned but never executed. And fighting an addiction is hard, but you need a substitute in order to survive. And for me, it became fitness, cooking, and investing. And can you imagine that before I deleted social media, I would eat out multiple times a day in order to save time and for it to be more convenient? Like, girl, you're literally saving time because you're scrolling your whole day away. And most importantly, I started to get to know myself better. And I just felt more authentic and uninfluenced with my decisions. But what changed after a month of social media being deleted? I mean, all of the goals I never had time for suddenly started happening. So now think of the hobby, dream, or purpose that you've been so desperately trying to achieve. How many hours, minutes, or seconds daily would it take you to get closer to the goal? I believe the number would be smaller than your screen time. How much time are you already putting into the thing? Because I had nothing. And reflecting now, my life was going nowhere. So I have a question. If you recently scrolled, think of the last 10 videos that you saw. Exactly. I don't think you remember. But you know what? I remember the 10 last podcasts I listened to. I remember the 10 last pages I've read in my new book. And I remember the 10 last exercises I did at the gym. So, why are we letting our time fade to nothing? Okay. We've figured out that social media is the root of all evil, right? So in 2022, there was a study that involved two groups of students. Group A was only limited to 10 minutes of social media usage daily, and Group B had normal usage. So the study lasted for about almost the whole academic year. Any guesses who performed better? Actually, they performed the same. So the issue was not in social media, but the activities that students decided to substitute it with. So instead of scrolling, they found other screen activities to engage with. Um, so that leads me to, when you're planning on deleting social media, you have to know what you're planning to do with it and planning to achieve. If deleting it blindly will just bring you back to the cycle of re-downloading it or finding another bad habit to do, like gaming or whatever, since you're watching this video, I know you have your own reasons, and maybe it's time to lock in.